everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life, and today we are talking about Apple Fitness Plus. I just spent the last 30 days really diving into this app, and I want to tell you guys the good, the bad, the ugly, and talk about my experience. So first up, I had a baby almost 15 months ago. She is 14 and a half months, and I am 5 days into using the fitness app. So I'm going to do the initial talking about it right now. I'll add to this video as the month goes on, so you guys will get my feedback, hopefully mostly in real time as things are happening. So I have my notes from the first few days written down, but I'm coming into this as somebody who has basically sat on her butt the last 15 months. Aside from chasing around the kid, we do take walks, but that's it. I don't do strength. I don't have any sort of core strength whatsoever as far as abs because I had a baby and have not used my ab muscles since. Basically, that is it. So I do take nice walks. So I do have some leg strength, no arm strength, no core strength. So that's where I'm starting at. I'm very inflexible because I just sit on my butt most of the time, aside from chasing the kids around. I'm just not a very active person aside from taking walks. So I'm hoping that will change by using this app. So that's basically the background. I'm not a very active, strong person, and I'm trying to get more active and get stronger. So as a beginner, complete newbie person, I feel like this is the absolute perfect app, but it's also a little bit intimidating, and I'll talk about that. For one thing, there are tons of cool sections. I think there are 10 different sections in this app. There's yoga, strength training, core, there's a treadmill section, a rowing section, all sorts of things. So you can pick and choose what section. You can go directly into that section and only look at that specific type of workout if you're interested in only one specific thing. I feel like it has a lot to offer in a lot of different categories. And so for day one, I dove right in. I did a morning yoga. It was just the absolute beginner's yoga. And one of my gripes is about the beginner section. There's 1 to 2 videos for each subject. It's called Absolute Beginners, and they don't have much to offer absolute beginners. So that was a little bit disappointing. The cool thing is that every workout there is the main person that's doing the workout, talking you through it and coaching. And then there are 2 people behind them, in a triangle shape. And one of the people in the background is doing beginner version or a lighter version. So instead of going down and doing a full plank, they are on their knees doing a half plank. So things like that. So it's good in the sense that if you are a beginner, you can still watch the other videos and get ideas because you may not be able to do all the moves. Let's be honest, I couldn't do all of the different stretches and moves and things. I just don't have the strength for a lot of it. So I was doing the workout, but it also feels really discouraging and really lame when you're having to do the easier version and you can't really follow along with the coach. So I did find that part a little discouraging, that they don't have just a dedicated beginner section. It's like a love-hate relationship because it also gives me hope that in the future, I can do them all, and it gives me stuff to look forward to. I can redo the workouts later on and not be bored. Whereas if I'm going in there and all the workouts are super easy for me, I'm going to run out of workouts really quickly and not enjoy it as much. Whereas right now, it's a very, very big challenge. I cannot do all the moves. And so the background person doing the lighter versions is really helpful, even though I feel like a loser because I can't even do the regular workouts. So it's discouraging on one hand, but it's also really motivating as well. So it's definitely set for if you're a complete newbie, complete beginner, you should be able to still follow along pretty well. And I found that I could pretty much follow along. I did have to do the lighter versions of things, but it wasn't so insanely hard for me that I just gave up. I could really still stick with it, which is helpful. First day I dove in, I signed up for the free trial. I did a 10-minute absolute beginner yoga from the actual beginner section, which didn't offer very much. And then I did a core workout for 10 minutes and then a 5-minute cool down. So it was 25 minutes total. And then as I was doing the cool down, my little girl, who is almost 6, came and joined me and wanted to keep going. So we did another 10-minute yoga, and this was from the regular section. And so altogether it was 35 minutes of doing the exercises and things. And at the time I was like, oh yeah, that feels really good. I felt some burns, but the couple hours after, I was so sore. I used muscles I didn't even know existed. They were sore and I didn't know they were even there. And I was so sore even through to the next day. So sore, in fact, I didn't do anything on day 2 because I was so in a lot of soreness pain. wasn't like the worst pain ever, but it's just that like your muscles are so sore and achy, and I felt that pretty much everywhere, even into my legs, which I felt like we're doing a lot of walks and stuff. I didn't think it would affect my legs and my glutes nearly as much as it did, but I was just sore everywhere. So I definitely skipped that second day. And then day 3, I did 30 minutes. I did a 10-minute yoga, a 10-minute core workout, and then a 10-minute cool down. And cool downs are really nice. It's a lot of really nice stretching and a little bit of meditation thrown in as well. So I thought those were really nice to have at the end of a workout. I wrote down my initial thoughts, after day 3. These are my initial thoughts, and I think I talked about some of this already, but I'm going to kind of read down my list here. And I said, not a very good total beginner section. I've already talked about that. It's just a very, very small section. Their absolute beginner section is kind of a joke because it's just so tiny. Like you're going to be an absolute beginner for more than just one 5 or 10 minute workout. So you really just need like a whole series of beginner workouts to feel like you could do all the stretches and all the exercises. It's such a mixed bag, like I said, because it feels really inclusive. They definitely make sure that they're trying to appeal to everybody. And even when they're doing the workout, sometimes they're like, if you can push it a little further, they give you something else to do. So it's all the way from the person doing the lighter exercises all the way up to them giving you an extra challenge if you're up for the challenge. So I found that it was pretty inclusive for everybody. But again, like I don't always want to have to do the modified version because it makes me feel kind of like a loser that I can't do and keep up with the main person who's coaching you through. And as far as that goes, there are tons of different filters when you're going into different sections of the workout. You can pick your time, you can pick the trainer, what kind of workout you're doing, but you can't pick like activity level. I wish there was like, these ones are more geared towards beginners, these ones are intermediate, these ones are advanced. There's no filter like that right now. So hopefully that's something that they will put in at some point. It does say that they're always adding new workouts every week, and I have seen that. Like I'm 5 days into it and I've seen new workouts pop up pretty much every day I've gone in. So I think they add them pretty regularly, and that's really nice. You can see that they say new right under them when you see them. As far as how it goes, I feel like the instructors and stuff are really motivating, really helpful. I haven't found anybody that's rubbed me the wrong way yet, but I find it's kind of cult-like, and I think to some degree Apple stuff is kind of cult-like, and I'm in it. I've got the watch, I've got the iPhone, I've got the iPad, I've got the MacBook. I'm pretty far into it, and I also have AirPods coming today. So I'm like, I've got all the things. So I'm definitely in the Apple cult. I love iCalendar. That's one of the main reasons, like Notes, iCalendar, the Reminders app, it flows from all of my devices and it's perfect. And so I'm definitely in the Apple cult quite a bit, but this felt even more Apple cult-like. I say that because of how they say at the end. They all sign off with this thing. They're like, enjoy your day, blah, 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 close your rings and stay healthy, and something like that. So it's always like, close your rings at the end of this. So if you're doing a lot of these 10-minute workouts, like so far I've done like 3 or 4 of these 10-minute workout or 5-minute workouts. And so after each one, they're saying, stay healthy, stay fit, close your rings, blah, blah, blah. So it really like is instilling this idea that you're closing your rings on your watch. That part's a little bit weird to have that repeat on all of them. And I know why they're doing it. It's branding, I get it. But it's just kind of hokey and something I don't really love. And then a part of that, I don't know which workout it was. I think it was a yoga or a cool down. And I don't have his exact quote written down, but it's how I remember him saying it. It was right at the end. He says, I hope that felt as good for you as it did for me. I busted out laughing. I thought it was just the funniest, hokiest thing, and it just didn't sound right. And so I hope they don't say that very much because it was just like really cringy. So those were like the negatives about it. The interface of it is super easy. It's just right into your activity app. You click over to fitness and it's right there, and all of it's really seamless. You can click and choose things. It's really, really intuitive how it works. And I love that it integrates. I can have it on my iPad and on my phone, and I can go through and pick workouts, and depending on what device I want to use, I can go on there. The only thing I found is that the check boxes don't show up immediately. For whatever reason, when I'm using my iPad to do the workouts, after I complete the workout, it does not show me a checkbox immediately. So if I'm going and I want to do like 50 yoga things at once, it's going to be hard to keep track. Not that I'm going to do that, but it would be nice if it immediately gave me the checkbox, because I'm a planner. I love checking things off, and seeing the little checkbox on the little video thumbnail is really satisfying. That's kind of annoying that it's not an immediate gratification thing, but it's really nice to be able to flip back and forth, and it is really seamless. They both sync up with the watch, and when you go to click a video and you say, let's get started, or whatever it says on the green button, you click it, you have to hit the play button and it starts your watch workout, which is really awesome. I don't have to click over both things. It just seamlessly integrates, and I love that so much. So overall, this app is completely way above my current fitness level, which is good. That means I'm not going to get bored for a long, long time. And I hope to one day get bored with it and just get more workouts to try when they release new things. But for right now, it actually kicks my butt, which is good. That's what I need, and it's way, way above my skill level, which means I can go back and do the same workouts and challenge myself over and over again, even though there's tons of workouts. I don't know if I'll even get through all the workouts because they released so many so far. It's just been like more workouts, but I will reap a ton of benefits from it. So far it's already feeling like 5 days into it, like I feel a little bit stronger already because I'm really using some of these muscles that haven't really been used all that much for a while. So I feel like I'm gonna get really, really good benefits out of it. If you're somebody who's already super fit and you kind of know what you're doing already, I don't know that this app's gonna be for you. I feel like it's mostly geared towards beginner and intermediate workout people like me. Like, I'm fluffy. I really need something like this that's gonna just hold my hand through it and guide me through it and hopefully push me to get better and get stronger. So I think it's really, really geared towards just mostly the everyday people who aren't workout junkies. And I say that lovingly. I don't mean that derogatorily. This is something that I didn't know happened. So when I take a walk, like we walk up and down, we're in hill country and we take walks up and down hills. I'm pushing a jogging stroller with a 20-pound baby in it, and I'm really pushing it. But when we take like a 30-minute walk, I'll get like 20 minutes of exercise, because if my heart rate's not up high enough, it does not count as exercise minutes on my exercise ring, which is really, really annoying because sometimes we'll be out taking a walk and it'll be like a 45-minute walk and I will get like 28 minutes on my tracker. So I really have to be pushing it. I have to be making sure I'm going up and down hills pretty fast at a good pace in order to get those minutes. And something that I did not realize was when I sat down to do any of these workouts on the activity app, it counted all of those minutes. So if I did a 10-minute yoga workout, it counted me 10 minutes. If I did a 10-minute core workout, it gave me 10 minutes on the exercise app, which is so infuriating because I will take an hour-long walk and not even close my 30-minute exercise ring because I'm not pushing it really hard. Whereas if I'm doing the yoga, I'm not pushing it super hard. So I was kind of disappointed, but it's also really good because if I knock out 3 of these workouts, I get my 30 minutes, which is really, really nice, really motivating to get into the app and do 3 workouts. But it's so aggravating when I take these really nice walks and I feel like I'm sweating, I feel like I'm pushing it, and I don't close my rings even when the exercise is way longer than the actual 30 minutes I need. So it's good and bad, but I didn't realize that some exercises covered the whole time. Like I said, I'm a total beginner. I would like to get into the app every day and do 30 minutes of exercise, but I have been so sore between days. I've been taking rest days in between. This is day 5. Actually, day 4 was my rest day. So I took a really long walk with the family, but that was it. I didn't close my rings even yesterday, but day 5 today, I'm doing the workouts to get 30 minutes in. One of the other benefits to this, aside from certain sections, which I'll talk about, for the most part, you don't need any equipment. If you're doing the yoga, you could have some yoga blocks, you could have a yoga mat, but truth be told, I am just on a rug and I'm fine. I don't actually have a yoga mat, but there are a couple of sections where you do need extra things. Sometimes in the strength training, you need dumbbells, and then there's also a treadmill section. Obviously, you would need a treadmill, and then there's a rowing section. You'd need a rowing machine. And there's also a cycling section, so you'd need a stationary bike. So those are the 3 sections that you would really need a big piece of equipment for. But for the most part, you just need maybe a yoga mat, maybe some yoga blocks, and some dumbbells if you're going to do some of the strength workouts. They do have dumbbells, so you don't need a whole lot of equipment, which is good because It's really hard to find equipment still, as I found out because I needed some dumbbells to join this and really get into it. I went ahead and got some dumbbells, but they were not easy to find. This is part of my day 3 notes. I was pretty convinced on day 3 that I was going to sign up for the full year, and I still feel like that on day 5. So far so good. I feel like it's got a lot to offer me. I feel like I'm going to get really good benefits out of it. I feel like I'm going to get really toned, and that's what I want. I want to build some strength. I want some core strength. I want to just be less fluffy, and I think it's really going to help with that. And then I noticed on day 3, actually, when I logged back in, there are 2 new sections that show up. It's 2 different sections of recommending more or trying something new. And I'll show some stuff up on the screen so you can see what I'm talking about, but it's really nice. You can just scroll through that and pick out some new stuff or continue on doing the same kind of stuff you've been doing, which is really nice. You don't have to think about it. That's what I love about this whole thing. It's really integrated. It's really simple. It's making working out as easy as humanly possible, aside from like them moving your body for you, which you have to do it yourself. So it's just made it so easy. I don't have to think about it. I just look on the screen, click on something, and start working out. And they make it really flawless and easy. That's what I really need. I need working out for dummies because I don't know what I'm doing, and it's really helpful all the way around. It's been so helpful. So far today I did a 20-minute yoga, and then I plan on doing a strength. I did end up finally getting some dumbbells, so I've been looking around, I've been checking Amazon, and this was even before finding out about Fitness Plus. I wanted some dumbbells to just do a little bit of strength training, and so I did find 2 left in stock at a local Target. We went and picked them up today. So I do have some 5-pound dumbbells, and then I have 10-pound dumbbells on order from Amazon. So those should be coming in the next few days. I also ordered yoga blocks. So between the 2 sets of dumbbells and then the yoga blocks, I think I'm set. I'm not going to get a big piece of equipment anytime soon. Maybe at some point, but just not yet. And so I plan on doing a 10-minute strength training after this sometime. I want to do that because I want to try out my new little 5-pound dumbbells. All right, quick update. It's still day 5. I did a 10-minute strength and then a 5-minute cool down, and it was with the dumbbells. I ended up getting these ones at Target. Let's see, all in motion, just a 5-pound. And so I was doing the little workout, and they said, get some medium weight dumbbells for this workout. You want to be able to make it the whole way through with the dumbbells. And she's like, we're using 10s, and then the modified is using 7.5. I was like, womp womp, I'm using a 5, and by the end my muscles were very sore, so I had to start with the one below the modified version. I just wanted to point that out and let you guys know. And the dumbbells, I got the last 2 at my Target, and they were not shipping online. I will link to them, but they probably won't be in stock if you're watching this very soon after me posting it. So I just got some neoprene ones. I like the texture on these versus the silicone ones. I do get clammy hands, so I need something that I can still grip and won't get really slippery. So I chose the neoprene for that. Tomorrow I really want to do some of the dance. I am super excited about the dance section. I had just talked to John before they released the fitness app. I was like, I really just want to get Just Dance for the Nintendo Switch so that I can dance, because one of the things I did that I loved doing for workout when I lost weight before having my first child, I was like about 40 pounds overweight. I ended up losing about 40 pounds, and I did treadmill and Just Dance. That was it as far as working out. So I really find dance motivating and an easy way to work out for me. So I really wanted to get Just Dance, and then I saw the fitness app just came out right when I was talking about it, and they have dance. They have a whole section on dance. So I'm going to be testing that out and probably sticking with a lot of that because it's really fun, and they are using good music. Like, you can see the playlists on the videos, and they're good music. One of the reasons why I have the AirPods coming today is because I feel like the music is really quiet. I'm trying to keep it down so I'm not disrupting anybody around me because my whole family is home, and me just having my iPad making noise, it's way on the ground away from me. I don't get to hear the music or the talking very loud because I don't want to disturb everybody. I'm doing this at nap time or when people are sleeping, so we have to kind of keep it quiet, and I feel like the AirPods will help with that, so I can play it as loud as I want and I'm not disturbing everybody else. They are coming hopefully today. All right, I'm coming to you freshly showered, no makeup. I just wanted to talk about day number 5. I woke up this morning, sat around for a few minutes, kind of like fully woke up, and then I did the following workout. 10 minutes of yoga with Jessica, a 20-minute dance with LaShawn, and then a 10-minute mindful cool down with Dustin. So I did these, I'm putting my leg up, and the dance really kicked my butt. So they did not have any 10-minute dances, and I do have a gripe. I really wish they had 15-minute workouts. There is 5, 10, 20, 30, and 45, I think is the thing. I don't know if they're an hour long after that, but I really would like a 15 because 10 sometimes feels too short, and then 20 seems really daunting. There actually weren't that many dance things. There were like maybe a dozen, which is plenty. I mean, I'm gonna work my way through them, but there weren't all that many dance. And when you go through yoga, it's like you scroll and scroll and there's tons of yoga and things. So I felt like the dance section was a little bit scarce. And so I ended up doing a 20-minute because that's the lowest they had. They had 20 and 30. And so I just did that one, and it was with LaShawn, and I absolutely love her energy. She really says encouraging things to get you to push it and do your best. And I really, really liked the way she did it. She said you could add your own flares here and stuff. And I'm telling you what, it kicked my butt. By like minute 12, I was like, I really want to be done now. But I kept going. I did the full 20 minutes, and it was a lot of jumping and cardio, and I did not keep up with the steps. Like, I'm trying to follow along with the steps, and every time she does a new step, it takes me a few counts to like get into it. And so I wasn't completely following along. But before I did the dance, right at the end of the yoga, when I was doing like the last minute of yoga, Olivia woke up. So she came downstairs, she had a little snack, breakfast, and then she started playing Mario Kart. And so the whole time I'm doing the dance, she's watching me and saying, "Oh, you're doing really good, mommy." So that actually like helped me stick with it because she was there watching, and I tell her, you know, try your best. And so when I'm like doing it, I'm panting, and I told her like, I'm not keeping up with the moves, but I'm trying my best. And she kept telling me that I was doing such a good job. And so it was good to set that example for her. I want her to see us trying. I want her to see us struggle with things and still stick with it. And so it felt like a good message to send to her that like, yeah, this is really hard. I'm not sticking with it very well, but I'm trying my best. And I want her to see that we're trying to stay active, trying to stay healthy. I got the little dumbbells, and she was kind of playing with them. And I told her like, those are to help me get stronger because I want to be strong. And so we talk about that as far as our body goes. We never talk about weight pretty much. Like Johnny and I will when she's not around, but I don't make the weight. I don't make dieting. I don't make like limiting anything part of our talk. We talk about being healthy, and we know that eating too much sugar is not healthy. It's not healthy for our teeth, healthy for our belly, and things like that. So we try to keep everything, I guess it's kind of body positive. We just talk about our body being strong, and like our body's a tool, and we can do really tough things, and we want to keep exercising because it helps our body stay healthy, things like that. The workout really kicked my butt. After that 20-minute workout, I really didn't want to do just a 5-minute cool down. I did a 10-minute cool down, and I was all sweaty and gross. And so I hopped in the shower, and that's when I hopped on the camera, when I got out of the shower. So I do have to like go get ready. I just put on some moisturizer, but that's pretty much it for day 5. It definitely felt like I was doing something productive. I really like closing my rings. I totally did. I got 42 minutes. Really good. And that's it for day 5. Okay, it's still day 6, but I got something in the mail, so I wanted to mention it in this video. It's upside down because I opened it the wrong way. There you go. It is from Urban Fit yoga block set. So I ended up finding one of the cheapest yoga block sets that happened to also be one of my favorite colors. So I was excited about that. It actually matches the dumbbells that I ended up getting. Well, one set of the dumbbells. I have one other set coming, but I got these yoga blocks. They are wrapped. They say Urban Fit Yoga on them, if you can see behind the glare there. And then this set actually came with a strap as well. So it's just a workout strap to help you, I don't know. It had pictures and stuff of how to use it. I'm so new, I don't know exactly how to use it, but it's just one of the strap things. So I've got some other stuff. I've got one more set of dumbbells coming. It's mostly for Johnny to use at this point because they are 10 pounds. I don't think I'm gonna be able to like do a bunch with 10-pound weights at this point. So it's something I can aspire to, but for now it'll be like, if I'm doing an exercise with one dumbbell with both of the hands, the 10 pounds will be great because the 5-pound was too light for that. I did take a little bit of a walk to go get the mail, and we might take one more walk today. So at this point I have 55 minutes of exercise, which is really, really good. A lot of days it's hard for me to even hit 30. So I definitely have noticed a difference in everything, like spending the time in the morning doing the exercising, it sets my day up just to be really, really nice. I have more energy. I'm in a happier mood. I'm definitely one of those people that benefits greatly from exercise. So I'm finding that it's really, really nice those mornings. All right, it is actually day 10 and I'm going to do some yoga and one of the strength training videos. I have not done much because it was Christmas. I didn't do much around Christmas. So this is 2 days after Christmas, but I wanted to talk about, I started on the 18th and then the 8th day, which was actually Christmas Day. I weigh myself every Friday and I actually officially hit 10 pounds down. So that was a Christmas miracle. I finally hit 10 pounds down. There for a while around Thanksgiving, I stagnated a little bit and took me a while to like get going again. So finally I am down 10 pounds. And speaking of 10 pounds, I got me some 10-pound weights here. These are just from Amazon. They are the neoprene, just like the 5-pound weights that I got. But it's hard to believe I lost that much weight. Like, that feels significant. And it was even more than this because this is pretty dense and fat is not this dense. So I was really, really proud of myself for sticking with this. I've been, let's see, my little girl turned 1 at the beginning of October, and then right about then is when I started using my MyFitnessPal and trying to be more active. So it's been since October. So basically like 2.5 months, and I'm down 10 pounds. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm really, really enjoying the Fitness Plus, but I just wanted to say that that was my big milestone. And then I got the 10-pound weights as well. So I can do some more exercise with this, but this is heavy for me. Like I couldn't do a whole bunch of reps with these. The 5 pounds actually are fine for me. Oh, I gotta set that down. So I definitely need to work on my strength, and that's gonna be part of working out. So I tried a core workout. It's this one, Throwback Hits, posted December 21st. Hopefully you guys can see what it looks like. So I did this one and it was like basically 10 minutes of planks, various degrees of planks. And that was 2 days ago and my abs are still sore. It was really, really intense. I will have to redo this one again and again because it was like one of the best core workouts that I've had in a while. I've done a couple of these core workouts, but a lot of them are like little crunches or like leg lift things, and they hit and target certain abs, where these planks and the side planks really targeted a bunch, especially like these really, really high up abs, and they are definitely not there. So I was super sore. Yesterday was day 1, and then today I'm still a little bit sore. So today I'm going to do some yoga and some strength, which won't target core, but I'm really trying to go for these core exercises because I need the strength back. So I still have a good like 20, 25, even 30 pounds to lose. So I have a long way to go, but I'm really happy I hit the first 10-pound milestone because I've been working at this for a while, and it's nice to see the scale go down and then hit double digits. Is really exciting. So I will continue on with this. I've been loving, loving, loving the app, especially the yoga. I really like doing that in the morning. As far as my summary for today, we took a walk that was pretty long, 2.69 miles. And so I've hit my exercise, I've hit my move minutes. I just need to hit the standing goal. I haven't been up that many hours yet. When my whole family takes a walk, I take the jogging stroller with the baby. Then Johnny and Olivia, my big girl, will play. And so they'll like play. They bring like tennis balls and stuff to toss back and forth. So they'll be playing and I will go up and down whatever hill is close by. Like we're on a road or on a sidewalk, so I'm near a hill, and I just go up and down and up and down. So I'm burning some really good calories and getting a really good leg and glute workout. And so 2.69 miles was pretty good. I haven't done any actual Apple Fitness since the core workout 2 days ago. I did a core workout and then a cool down, and that was all I did for Friday. And then I worked out Wednesday doing the dance, which I had already talked about. So I'm on day 10. I'm gonna go do some strength, and I'm just loving it. I love that it keeps me accountable. I love that I get to close my exercise ring, even though I already closed it for today. And it gets me thinking about it and gets me staying active. And it's so mindless. Like I go in, click something, and just follow along. And it's so easy. I don't have to think about what am I gonna do next. I could just click the buttons and go. I'm gonna continue this on through 30 days. So I've got 20 more to go. We're a third of the way there, and I'm loving it so far. Okay, today is actually day 17, and I wanna talk about day 15 through 17. We hit the halfway mark in my little challenge I'm doing for this. And I've got notes. I will put some screenshots and stuff up on the screen because I did do a little video, and I also did some screen caps of what my fitness tracker looks like at this point. First, I want to mention I did get AirPods, and this has helped so much. I use my iPad generally speaking, for doing my workouts. I could also use my phone, but I just like the bigger screen of the iPad. So I have it propped up. I do have a smart folio, so it just kind of triangle folds over and I can leave it setting up like that. But I was having trouble hearing it, and I also didn't want to disturb my family. They were also in the room, so I could put in the AirPods, nobody hears it. I can crank it up as loud as I want, and I can actually hear the music really well with this. So it's great. It definitely is different from having the iPad just sitting on the ground, kind of away from me. Now I can actually hear the music, and it's helped tremendously. I really enjoy the music aspect of it. They do pick out really good songs, and so you can see on the playlist what songs are going to be on each workout, and there's different genres, and it's really fun using the AirPods. Unfortunately, these do not pair very well with my laptop. For some reason, it's a 2019 MacBook Pro. It just doesn't pair well with them. It drops off every once in a while. I get some choppiness to it. I know there are some like developer tools you can go into and change settings. I did try the thing with turning the microphone on these off and using the microphone on the computer, and that did seem to help, but it really just depends. It depends on what's going on. If too many people in the house are streaming, they don't work. So I haven't been using these very much with my MacBook Pro, which is really unfortunate. As expensive as the MacBook Pro is, and as expensive as these are, that is such a disappointment because that's where I use the majority of my headphoning. So I really wish it would work. If you guys know any tips and tricks, I would love to know. I've seen various tips and tricks online, but it really just comes down to sometimes they just don't work very good with MacBook Pros for whatever reason. And if we weren't in the middle of pandemic times, I totally would go to the Apple store and be like, make this work with my laptop, see if anybody can fix it. But because it's crazy right now, I'm stuck with it. So if you have any tips and tricks, let me know. So they are helping with the workout. I definitely will keep them. I thought about returning them because I only use them for working out and when I'm like listening to podcasts and stuff. I like to listen to podcasts while I cook. It's usually like one of my me times during the day is the kiddos play with their dad and I can just pop in some headphones, and this is so much better than like being tethered to the actual phone. It's definitely a game changer for that. It's a game changer for the working out. So I just wanted to include that in this video because it made the working out a little bit more fun. Let's go ahead and hop into the halfway mark notes, the day 15. That was New Year's Day. And that was the halfway part. I usually am just not very good about closing all 3 rings. I'll get my stand and my calorie count / move goals. I can usually get those every day, but I just am not good about closing my exercise rings. And I'll show you guys like this past year, just all of 2020. There are very few days like we would go to the pool in the summer, so I would hit it during that. We did take walks some, but sometimes in Texas it's just too dang hot to take a walk, so we just don't take walks sometimes in the summer. And so I wasn't really consistently closing that 3rd ring, or it's technically the middle ring, the green one, until just recently. So this has helped me stay motivated to close the ring because it's achievable and doable. Whereas even if we're taking walks, I mentioned that earlier on in the video, even if we're taking walks, we can take like an hour walk and I'll get like 28 minutes of actual exercise time. And I think something has changed with the update because I feel like I'm getting more minutes clocked in during our walks than I normally would. I don't know that I'm pushing it any harder than I normally would, but maybe I am. For instance, our walk today was 1 hour and 1 minute. It was 2.47 miles, and I closed my ring with that with like 42 minutes. So it really was like 20 minutes or so less than the actual time of the walk. So of course we're stopping a little bit here and there, but for the most part we're actually walking. So it's just kind of disappointing that I don't get the actual minutes for it because of however it tracks the heart rate and stuff. I think that's better than it used to be, but I still don't think that's great. Like if I'm out pressing the button, taking a walk, I wish that it would count all of my minutes, but it doesn't. So with things on the workout app, it does count all the minutes, which is great. So if I do like a 20-minute strength thing, it counts a full 20 minutes. I'll show you up on the screen. There was 1 week where I was really trying to hit that closing all the rings for an entire week. And I've never done this. I've never done it still to this point, except today will be the first day I've ever closed my rings the entire week long. So I was really back in the day, back previously, trying to close all the rings, and something happened with my watch or my phone. I think it's when I dropped my phone and it broke. I didn't know how many minutes. It was just like a really stressful, bad day, and I forgot about my exercise, and I lacked 4 minutes. 4 minutes on the exercise ring, and it was past the time. I may have gone back in and looked at my phone after I got my phone back and realized I had lacked those 4 minutes because I didn't hit all 3. It was just minus those 4 minutes, I had gotten the goal, and I was really pushing it that week. Like I was jogging up and down the stairs to get my last few minutes of the day some days to try to close the rings. And I don't know whatever happened on that Sunday, I just didn't get it done. So I've never closed them until today is going to be the first time. So I'm really excited about that. This is actually day 17 that I'm talking, but I'm still talking about day 15 now. So we hit the halfway point. I'll walk through like all my status here. So with all the status up, I'll throw the things up on the screen. All of my stuff is trending upwards because I am being more active. This is really pushing me to be more active. So I've got higher on the calories. If you look over, it went from the average of 554 to 697, which is awesome. My exercise minutes is definitely up, and you can see a lot of the green bars on the last 3 months. It tracks the whole 365 days, and then also just the 90 days is in the green. Especially this last month, I've been really trying to get our walks in, and then the last 2 weeks, the spike is humongous. So I'm really, really proud of that. And then also for the standing, it says upward, but it's actually the same. It's always 15 hours of standing. And then also my distance is going up. We're really, really trying to push it, take lots of extra walks. So I went from 4 miles to 5.3 miles, which is pretty good. You can see the trend is definitely upward. And then also standing minutes per hour, it just went up from 7 to 9, which is not that great, to be honest. And then walking pace is barely squeaking by up. There's a lot of stopping and starting with the kiddo. You can see like when I'm doing a lot of the walks, I miss a few months here and there where there's like blanks on the scale. As far as awards, I am gonna hit that perfect week where I got the move, the exercise. It's my first time hitting the perfect week for exercise. You can see I just got one. I don't think actually up on the screen it shows it, so I will insert another little screen cap of from today. So that's the first time I've ever hit the perfect week for exercise, closing it every day. I've hit the 7 workout week, but some days we'll take like 2 walks, so that'll be 2 different workouts. And then all the little monthly challenges. I try to do the monthly challenges now. So starting in September is when I really started like trying to be a little bit more active. So we've hit it every month since September. As far as the move challenge, where it gives you the perfect month for moving, I hit that pretty consistently. Most of 2020, I hit that. And then since trying out the Fitness Plus app, I've gotten a lot of first workouts in, which is awesome. I'm really, really proud of that. I'm definitely being more active and making fitness more of a priority, and it's motivating and it makes me feel good. I really, really have been in like just a crummy mood all of 2020. Basically, once the world shut down, my mood went to crap, and the working out helps. It definitely gives me the mood boost. So I really appreciate that part of it. So let's go back to talking about 15 now that we've talked about all my stats halfway through, and we'll look at it again at the 30-day mark and see, hopefully those stats go up. For day 15, I tried something new. I did the absolute beginner's HIIT workout, and I've never tried HIIT before. This is a totally new experience. I mean, I know what it is, I've heard of it. And so trying it out, I did the first absolute beginner's 10-minute thing, and then I wanted to do 10 more minutes. So I found another one in the app because there was 2 absolute beginners, a 10-minute and a 20-minute, and I didn't want to do 30 minutes. I wanted to just do 20 minutes. I think we had already taken a walk that day. If I'm thinking correctly, we may have already taken a walk. And so I did the first 10 minutes. I felt pretty good. I did the second, which was the regular one, not the beginner one. And it whooped my butt. I was panting at the end. I could barely talk. And he was sitting there on the couch, like watching me do this. And I'm like panting all the way through the last like 5 minutes of the last 10-minute section. And it took me forever to start breathing normally again. And I did a 10-minute cool down. I was still elevated heart rate by the end of that 10-minute cool down. And so it really, really kicked my butt, but I loved it. I felt like I sort of kept up. I didn't exactly keep up, but I felt like I could sort of keep up because the moves are pretty basic. You're just trying to go fast and you're trying to push it hard, but it's nothing like really intense and really complicated where I feel like I'm sucking so bad at the dance because it's like a lot of different moves and I'm just not a coordinated person. And so like me trying to keep up with the dance seemed way harder than me trying to keep up with the HIIT. I definitely will do more HIIT. That leaves me trying everything. I've tried it all except treadmill, cycling, and rowing. And I actually rowed in high school just for 1 year. I was on like the loser team, not on the varsity team. I was on the below the varsity team, and we were terrible. We actually placed second in one of our rowing competitions, but it was out of 2 boats. So we were second, and that means we were last. But we did get an award for it, actually. We got a little trophy or medal or something for it, and it was very embarrassing. I was never really good at it, but I love rowing. So that's something I looked at rowing machines, and there are some really cheap ones, just a couple of $100s. So I might treat myself for my birthday and get something like that. I would also really like to try cycling. My best friend really wants a Peloton, and because she wants a Peloton, I want a Peloton. She's heard great things. Of course, I've heard great things. I've looked at some of the cycling previews and it looks like fun. I've watched other people's like 30 days of Peloton videos and it looks really fun. It looks exciting. I would have to be super duper dedicated, and we would have to save up for that because it's a big chunk of money. I can't just like on the whim like drop that kind of money. It's way too much. So it's something we would have to talk about. I would have to plan out. I would have to research it and make sure that's what I want to do. But it's definitely something on my mind. And I would also love a treadmill. I could definitely see us getting a treadmill at some point. The other two, I don't know. I really like the idea of getting a rowing machine because it's really cheap. Of course, it's not going to be the good ones. There are really fancy ones too. But also there's like really super cheap cycling machines, like a couple $100. So it might be something that we will invest in at some point, but definitely not there yet. I'm basically like 2 weeks into my fitness journey. We're not there yet, but seeing it on the app is really motivating that I could just incorporate it in using the app. So that's something I'm definitely thinking about for the future. Day 16 was rest. That was yesterday. And then day 17 today, we actually took a really long walk, and that was 2.5 miles. And then I did just a few minutes ago a 10-minute strength, and it was one-sided working out. So she said, grab a heavy weight. I grabbed the 10 pounds because that's the heaviest one I have, and it was plenty. I ended up switching to the 5 near the end because the 10 was just too much for my arms. So I definitely need to work on the strength, need to work on the core. So that's where I'm at for a little bit over halfway now. I feel really good about it. I love using it. My one and only gripe about it is I don't get the check boxes at all. I thought I did. Like, I thought later on I would get the checks, but they just are not showing up on my iPad. So when I go into the fitness app, it looks like I haven't tried anything. And when I go into my phone, it shows me the little check boxes. So I have to like cross-reference. I look on my phone and see which ones I haven't done because I want to like try them all. I will go back to some and repeat some here and there, but I want to try them all. I want to give everybody an honest try. I've tried to pick different trainers to work out with. I've tried to pick different genres of music. I've also tried to pick different categories of working out. So I can do that better when I see the check boxes. I really want to know which ones I've done. So I can't do that from the iPad, which is kind of unfortunate. There have been times I've gotten everything set up and then I have to go grab my phone because I don't know which ones I've tried and which ones I haven't. But that's my only gripe. I'm sure that'll be fixed at some point. I think it's just like a beginning error. And so hopefully it will get updated relatively soon because I really want those check boxes. That's one thing that this whole thing gamifies working out, which I just love. I love seeing my ring close. I love the challenge of it. I love the check boxes. I love being able to like go into the category and find new ones to work out to. And I really like that part of it. So this is totally up my alley as a beginner, not knowing what I'm doing. I just absolutely love it. And I definitely will be doing the year subscription. I'm hooked, totally hooked. And so that is it for day 17. It's actually day 26. I haven't really done any kind of updates in the last like 9 days. I've just been kind of sticking with it most days. I have a couple of takeaways just right off the bat. One, I love the aesthetics of everything. I just love how like the mindful cool down has nature behind them. I love the saturated colors of the studio. I think that all of the instructors are very beautiful people. So it's really actually nice to look at the videos. It's just really well done, well produced, well set up. The colors are beautiful. I'm really into, especially like, I really like movies that have beautiful colors. I find it really pleasing to the eye to look at it. I find some of the instructors very good looking. So that makes it easier to follow along and watch them. I ended up coming up with actually two hiccups, but one was totally my own hiccup. One actual hiccup. One day, this was day number 20, I could not get the program to load on my phone. I pulled it up on the iPad, but I told you guys I don't see the check marks. So I really am trying to try out new workouts, not repeat anything at this point in time because there are so many workouts. I may never repeat anything, but I'm really trying to try a lot of different workouts out. And so I pulled up my phone fitness app as well, and it just showed loading. And then when I went to press the buttons on the iPad after I finally got everything flowing, it stuttered and it was like buffering, and it's like in the middle of me working out and it's like I'm doing a plank and it stutters. It's like a 5 to 10 second delay. So it ended up making my, what was supposed to be 10-minute workout into like 15 minutes. And I was like, okay, something's going on. Maybe their system's overloaded. Maybe it's my internet. And then right after I finished my workout, one of the neighbors texted our little text chain and it's like, is anybody's Wi-Fi out? And so I restarted the router and have not had a problem since. I think it was just on our end, like our internet was not working, but that's a really, really good thing to think about. The app uses a lot of video. And so if you don't have really good internet, you might have some issues. That was my first issue I ran into. It usually loads pretty quickly. It usually jumps right to the workouts. It syncs with my watch flawlessly. I press the button and then I do my full workout. But that day, I didn't think I was going to finish my workout because it was just taking so long between things. Every like minute or so, it would stutter for a while. And it was just a pain in the butt, just absolutely a pain in the butt. And that was the first day where I was like, wow, maybe I'm not going to stick with this. Up until that point, I'm like, yes, I'm going to do the whole year. I really, really like this. And in that moment, I was like, I'm going to probably have to end this workout early, which I have not done. I actually didn't do it that day and I haven't done it since either. But that was the first time I was like, wow, I really can't finish this workout. It's too slow. It's delaying everything. It's choppy. It's making the video hard to follow. But yeah, it was totally our internet thing. So if you have spotty internet, this might not be the app for you. It was definitely a struggle bus. And then day 18, I did a 10-minute morning yoga. And that was one of the days Olivia went to in-person school. It was just really nice to wake up, do the 10-minute yoga, and it really sets a good mood and good tone for the day. So I've been trying to do morning yoga, but it doesn't happen. Like this whole waking up super early thing, I'm trying to wake up before the kids, and now Olivia has to get up early for school. So it's just a total new thing. So I don't do it every day. So that part hasn't come to fruition every day, but that's definitely something I want to start doing every day. I like wake up, get ready, get Olivia ready for school, go ahead and drop her off, and then come back and do the 10-minute yoga. So I've had a little bit of time to wake up, and some days it happens and some days it does not because Stella is up by that point sometimes. And Stella is asleep. John's usually asleep. I sneak in, do my little workout in the morning between dropping her off and when Stella wakes up, and it just doesn't always happen at that point. It seems to be like the sweet spot for me where I'm not completely asleep and I'm ready to move my body for the day. And then day 19 was a 10-minute morning yoga. And that's when I realized like everybody's so good looking. It's really good to watch the screen because everything just looks so good to the eye. It's pleasing to the eye. A lot of these early on days, I was taking walks as well. So Stella and I would take a walk. And then day 20, the video stuttering happened. And then day 21, I was just really, really sore from the day before. So I did just 20 minutes of yoga. And that's also when I got the Ring in the New Year challenge. That was the 7th day. So I did end up getting that one. And then day 22, I did HIIT. Day 23, I actually jumped on our trampoline. We actually got a trampoline for Christmas. I was out there jumping with Johnny and Olivia. It was nap time, so Stella was sleeping, and we had a great time. It was one of the like biggest calorie burn things that I've done, just jumping on the trampoline. We were all like breathing really heavily because we were jumping so much. And at the very, very end, we were playing popcorn where you like stay in a ball and try to stay that way while they bounce you up and down. Well, I got the great idea to try to stand up. And it was right as I was being bounced and my ankle rolled. And so my ankle is still a little bit sore. That was 3 days ago now. So it was just not pleasant. It was really, really sore the first day and then also really, really sore the second day, but it's getting better. I can put weight on it now. I just can't like flex it or turn it at this point. It just is a little bit sore. So I'm really trying to baby it so it doesn't get worse. And I'm trying to let it heal. So since day 23, it's been interesting. So day 24, I did some strength, but some of it was lunges. I did not do the lunges at all. I just kept my feet together, basically just like firmly planted on the ground. And then day 25 was yesterday. I did a 30-minute yoga and it was really, really nice to do that. And I did everything with the yoga. I just couldn't do the planking. So I did like a knee plank because I couldn't flex my foot like that. It just was too sore. And then today I did a 10-minute HIIT. And again, like I didn't do the jumping, basically, like that was the only thing I didn't do. And then a 10-minute core. And I think I could do everything with that one. I don't think there was anything awkward in there. And then a 5-minute cool down, which was just stretching. And I just had to really be careful with that ankle for some of the high impact stuff. So I actually made it 31 days now. And so I'm gonna wrap up this video for you guys. The last few days, I've just done a couple of things. I will show you guys my end screen caps. I wish I had taken them the beginning of the month so I could see the averages change over time. I have like a mid month review and then now at the end to show the difference. So I feel like I have been pushing it. As somebody who is completely new to fitness, like I did sports in high school and that's pretty much it. I'm not a very fit person. I'm not a very active person. I have lost weight in the past, like I mentioned, but I'm just not an exercise person. And I feel like this 30 days, I've noticed some things along the way, which I'll talk about in this like ending takeaways section, but I really like it. I'm gonna stick with it and not in the way you'll think. I said early on, like, absolutely, I'm signing up for the yearly subscription. I changed my mind since then. I plan on signing up for the yearly subscription, but I plan on doing a couple of things first. So it's kind of a delayed signing up for the yearly. I talked about I had injured my ankle on the trampoline. Well, it is mostly better. I'm just not doing any kind of jumping things. I'm able to do the squats and the lunges and things now, but I'm just not jumping. So I did some HIIT on, what was it? Day 29. So a couple of days ago. And one of the activities was a jumping thing, and the modification shows you how to do things without jumping. So I didn't do the jumping part, but I did everything else, and I feel like I can mostly stick with it. I'm just kind of babying that ankle because I don't want to actually seriously injure myself. Right now, it's just like, just a little, I rolled my ankle, no big deal. I can just take care of it and baby it and it will be fine. It's not serious, but I just don't want to hurt it as it's already weak. I have been taking walks and it doesn't seem to have caused any issues. It's not a problem at all. The only thing I've noticed is if I like try to flex or turn my ankle certain ways, it will start to feel a little bit tender. So I'm just really babying it. But today was day 31 and I just took a long walk, and basically the 31 days was really good. I think the app is great. It has a lot of pros, a few cons, and I want to go through my overall thoughts right now to just kind of wrap up this whole video. If you watched it all the way through, great. And if you just skipped to this timestamp, that's also great. This is the major takeaways from the last 30 days. So I'm going to start with the not so good, the cons. So I feel like I've mentioned this early on. It definitely feels kind of hokey, kind of cult-like when they're always at the end, like, thank you, enjoy your day, close your rings, and we'll see you next time. Like they say kind of the same things, and it's kind of hokey. And one thing I think's extra hokey is when they introduce themselves, they introduce the two people that are usually behind them. For most activities, there are 3 people, and they say, we're coming from the Apple Studio in LA. Like they always say Apple Studio. So it's really hokey like that. It's very brand centric, and I know why they do it. I know it's a gimmick. I know it's scientific and advertisement and trying to get you hooked, but it's also hokey. That's the best way to put it. It's also very hokey. So I feel like on that respect, most fitness things are, I mean, most fitness people, if they have their own app and stuff, they're going to have some kind of hokiness to it. Fitness in general is kind of a hokey thing coming from somebody who's not into fitness. I see the hokey side of it, the cult-like side of it. I put that as a con because it is especially hokey when they're like, close your rings and have a great day. It's always kind of wrapping in the Apple Watch. If you're not a complete Apple fan, then you will find it extra hokey. And then I did have some stuttering on day 21 where it was just buffering a lot. And I definitely think that was on my internet side of things, but because it is an internet-based thing, you may have some technical issues along the way. That's just something to note. It's not actually downloaded stuff onto your iPad or things. It's stuff you're streaming in through an app. So you definitely have to have really good internet. So that can be a con for some people. And then also I had a technical issue. The checkboxes are just not showing up on the iPad. Like I can go and I cross-reference. I use my phone, look and see which ones have check marks next to them, the ones I've actually done, and I go find ones that I haven't done yet. And I really just want to see those dang check marks. So that's a big con for me. It's not something that I will not use the app over, but I find it kind of annoying. Like I put in the work, I did the exercise, I want to see that dang check mark on my iPad. Another con, it's not a con for me because I'm a complete beginner, is I'm not sure that this is advanced enough for like super buff, super advanced fitness people. If your level is like peak level, your peak training, I just don't know that this app's going to be enough for you. And maybe it is. Maybe their advanced things are enough for really advanced people, but I find that this is more geared towards like the everyday person. Like maybe even more advanced than me, which I'll talk about in my last con here, but I feel like it's definitely not geared towards people who are really, really, really good at fitness, really, really strong, have great endurance. I feel like it's not going to push those people quite as much as it will push like the medium to advanced type people. And so my last con is it does seem a little bit intimidating, just slightly, as a complete beginner when they don't have a whole lot of actual beginner stuff. Like there is a total beginner section, but it has like 4 things in it. And I'm kind of exaggerating. It has like 10 things in it, or maybe a dozen things, but it's just not a whole lot. So if you're a complete beginner, don't know anything what you're doing, and that's all they have to start with, that can be intimidating, like jumping into the regular stuff. They do have modifications. I'll talk about that more in the pros side of things, but it can be a little bit intimidating to like jump in and not know how to do some of the things. And that's what I found on my end of things, because I am such a beginner, I am such a newbie. I was just not able to keep up with the main people. I was definitely using the modification person a lot, and that was kind of intimidating, like jumping into something. Thankfully, like I can do it at my own pace, and it is at home. I'm not embarrassed because there's like other people around me at the gym or something, but it can be a little intimidating. So I did put that down as a con. I do want to go ahead and hop into the list of pros. There are way more pros than cons, and I felt like some of the cons don't necessarily apply to me, so I wanted to just put them in there because they were things I thought of along the way. So as far as pros, there is a lot. I find, first of all, the whole system is very motivating to me. I love that they kind of gamified fitness. They do use the Apple Watch. It integrates great. So this is a couple rolled into one. Everything integrates really great, aside from the one check mark thing that I have issues with the iPad not working. But I find that they really have put a lot of effort and a lot of time into developing this, making the app really seamless and fluid. I really like how the app is done. I really like that they do include modifications, not only on the easier side of things, but also on the advanced side of things. So the main person will say, you know, you can follow along with so-and-so behind me who's doing the modifications. If you can't do the jumping, if you can't reach quite this far, this is how to do it. And they kind of point to the person doing like the easier version. And then they say, if you're not getting enough burn out of this exercise, try this. And they show you like the advanced version of it. So I feel like they really try to include everybody. I feel like it can go from the beginner up to sort of advanced, pretty advanced. They try to include as many people as possible. I think the only people who can't do it are the people who really just can't do fitness right now for whatever reason. Anybody who's like cleared from their doctor that they can participate in fitness, I feel like they could find something valuable out of this, unless you're like so good that you don't need an app. Pretty much encompassing most people who are going to try to work out. So I really think that it's built very well for that. I also found it really seamless. I didn't have any issues. Some people have had connectivity issues, but I didn't have any. It was very flawless for me, jumping from iPad to my watch to my iPhone, all of it integrated well. And I bought AirPods for this. I wasn't going to buy AirPods. I bought AirPods specifically for this, and they worked seamlessly as well. The only problem I had with these is they don't really hook very well with my MacBook Pro, which has nothing to do with the fitness app. It has to do with my MacBook Pro. And I have issues with that MacBook Pro sometimes for things, not just these. But yeah, these were completely invaluable. It definitely helped. I could hear the music really loudly with these. And when I had the iPad just like setting away from me, I just didn't enjoy it as much. So I definitely find these were a very important piece of the puzzle for me. And like, if you're spending so much for an iPad, if you're spending so much for an Apple Watch, you already have the iPhone, the Apple TV, or whatever else you have, this isn't going to break the bank. They are expensive, especially for headphones. I feel like they're ridiculous, but they are so good. They work so good. I flip open the thing, it connects right to my iPad, and I absolutely love it. So I just kind of wish I would have gotten them sooner. I really like them. That was one of the best discoveries out of this whole like trying Apple Fitness thing, is I got my AirPods and I really like them. Another pro is they have great music. And if you use Apple Music, which I do not, I don't use it. If you do use Apple Music, you can just download the playlists right from the app. You just press a button and you have the playlists and the songs that you have just worked out to. So you have that additional integration if you use Apple Music. Another really big pro is you don't need a whole lot of equipment for most of the sections. The sections you need equipment for are the treadmill, the cycling, and the rowing. So they're 3 separate sections, and you can just not look at those sections if you don't have the equipment for that. Otherwise, you just need dumbbells for some of the strength training, and that's pretty much it. It's just like you need an exercise mat, maybe. I never used one the whole time, but that's basically it. You just need your body, and I love that. I love how easy and simple it is. You don't have to have a whole lot of equipment, and so that part of it is a big pro for me. I think a pro also is the price. It's just $9.99 a month or $79.99 for the year, and it's much cheaper if you buy it by the year. I'm doing the math here, $79.99 divided by 12. It's $6.67, so that's a really doable amount. That's like one frou-frou Starbucks drink. And if you already have like the Apple Watch, the iPad and stuff, it's not that much money. I definitely feel like that's where I'm leaning towards going, is subscribing to that, like I said, especially with the yearly price where it's under $7 a month. I feel like that's completely worth what you're getting. It's so much working out stuff. And Pro is also, they are updating and adding more workouts all the time. It seems like every time I log in, there's more new workouts that show up. And I was logging in pretty much every day. Some days I would skip, but pretty much every day I was logging in and there was new workouts almost every day. They are definitely working on building up the content and making it even better. Another pro is there are a lot of different sections. So if you like changing up your workout, there's a lot for you. I tried a little bit of everything and I felt like that just kept it fresh. Like one day I did strength and core, one day I did HIIT, one day I did just the yoga because I didn't really feel like working out, but I still did something exercise related. It offers a lot of options and variety. So overall, I'm really pleased with it. I definitely think I'm leaning towards subscribing. I'm going to try out 2 other things. I am interested in trying out the Peloton app. It does have a 60-day free trial, so I thought I would give that a try, do another one of these little review videos, compare the 2 at the end. And also I saw Blogilates has an app, and this is just something I just noticed, I just realized happened. And I know it's probably been around for a while, but she has some stuff in her app. I think it's just a 7-day free trial, but there was this 21-day some sort of workout thing that I thought I would try. And it's just like you do 21 minutes a day for 21 days, I think. I think that's the gimmick, like 21 minutes for 21 days. So I thought I would give that a try as well, and then report back on that one. So I'm going to just kind of dabble and try a few things. The Peloton app, I watched a review on the Peloton app. My best friend really wants a Peloton, so the app is the separate thing. It's like the Apple Fitness Plus, all around fitness app. So I'm gonna give that one a try. I watched a review on it and it looked like their app is set up really well. So I'm gonna just give it an honest try and see which one I like better, see which one I wanna subscribe to. I think it's gonna be Apple. I just really like that my rings show up on the screen. I like that it's completely fully integrated, and we'll see. So I'm gonna give the other one an honest try though. As far as what I would like to see in the Apple Fitness Plus, I have a little bit of a wish list, and some of this is kind of like really nitpicky stuff, but it's things that I wish they will improve over time. It is a new app, so they definitely have room for improvement. And one of the things is I want more customization options on the actual opening screen itself. So when you open the screen, there's this big giant banner for a video, and I watch it and then it still shows up. There's no way to like X out of it. You can't get rid of it altogether. You can't get rid of it at all. And I find that really annoying that there's this like banner video that I've already watched and it always is there at the very top. I really wish you could like move sections around a little bit. I also would really like options to where it will show you like beginner, intermediate, and advanced lessons. And I know they're really trying to keep it inclusive. That's kind of their thing, that like everybody can do every workout or find some value in every workout, but I would really like just a beginner section, dedicated bigger beginner section that I can just kind of dabble in that before I feel comfortable to like reach out to more advanced things. Because when I'm going into some of these videos, they're way too advanced for somebody who's a complete beginner, and you are doing the modifications or not even able to do some of the modifications. And I just felt like that was the part where I was talking about a con where it's intimidating. Like you're wanting to be able to follow along really well, and sometimes you just can't when it's all lumped in together. And so I really wish they would separate it out a little bit better. I feel like other apps do have that way to filter things. Like this one's more advanced, so that's the one I'm not gonna go into. And then there are 2 other filters that I hope that they add over time. I would really love 15-minute workouts. I feel like 10 sometimes feels too short and 20 feels like too long. And I really try to stick to trying to do 30 minutes. That leaves me doing 3 workouts, or a 20 and a 10. I would really like to just do 2, like 15 minutes of core, 15 minutes of strength, or 15 minutes of HIIT followed by 15 minutes of core, something like that, where I'm just doing 2 versus 3. And then I also would love to filter by ones you haven't tried yet. Like take out the ones I've already done so I don't have to scroll through and look for check marks. I can just see like these are the ones you haven't done yet. So those are just some of the wish list items I have for them, improving it over time. And they may do some of those over time. I'm sure they will improve it over time, but for the beginning, for just starting out, I think it's pretty good. So I'm very pleased with it. I'm really glad that I stuck to it. I want to walk through my stats really quick for as far as my improvements from the year previous. It shows you like the 90 days compared to the last year. And so as far as my trends, everything is trending upwards, and the move goal went from an average of 565 calories a day to 727 for my active calories. And then for exercise, it went from 15 to 26, which was a big jump. And you can see down where it has the so many out of a year and then so many out of 90 days. I barely closed my rings ever, like for the exercise. So I have 57 days out of an entire last year and then 45 days out of the last 90 days. And that's because the last 31 days, almost every day I closed my rings, and that's just totally new for me. So you can definitely see the spike at the end of December up through into January, and I'm really proud of that. I worked really hard this month and I want to continue working hard. It built up some momentum, and my standing, I went up 1 additional hour, and that's because I wake up hecka early to take my kid to school now. And then my distance, I went from 4 miles a day to 5.5 miles, and that's because I've been making a concerted effort to get in more steps, not only just like walking around the house when I'm picking things up. I like make an extra loop around the island sometimes. I'm just going back and forth with things. Whereas before I'd like try to pile everything in my arms and take one trip, I'm just like kind of going back and forth. And also trying to take more walks. So that has helped bump that up as well. And then the stand minutes, I don't care about this that much. 7 versus 9 minutes. And then with the walking pace, I went from 26 and 23 seconds to 25 and 9 seconds. So it's gotten a little bit better. That's because we've done a lot more dedicated walks, and you see lots of gaps in this chart. Aside from the last few months, since the beginning of October, I really have tried to get in more walks, get in more steps. So I've made a little bit of an effort for that. And as far as awards, I am really proud to say for the first 2 weeks of January, I can't find where it is, I got the perfect week goal for both weeks. And this is something I've never gotten. I've had this watch since, I want to say 2018, something like that. For a while, I've had this watch, and this is the first time I've ever gotten the perfect week badge, and I'm so proud of it. I worked really hard to make sure I'm closing all my rings every single day, and I've closed them pretty much every day, and especially every day this year. So I've gotten 2 of those, and I'm very proud of that. And so if you go into my calendar, you'll see I've closed all those rings. If you go into my workouts, you'll see my summary for January has been really good so far. There's still some days left in January, and then my summary for getting all the way down. I feel like I did really good. I've just been really trying so hard to stay active, get a little bit healthier, get a little bit in better shape, and I feel so proud of myself. I'm somebody who likes to sit on the couch. I'm not a naturally fit, energetic, exercise-loving person. So this is a totally new thing for me, and I'm pretty proud that I've stuck with it, and I want to stick with it and continue. So I have a few things that just are takeaways from just working out in general. This is totally new for me. I kind of saw the light of working out after this. So one thing, it's a major mood boost. I've been in kind of a blah mood ever since the pandemic happened, ever since everything shut down back in March, and it's been going on now a year. And so I also had a teeny tiny baby, so that part's been hard, just being home 24/7 with a tiny baby. And so I have just been not in the best place mood-wise, but I have noticed a big shift in my mood with the exercising, with the working out. I've just noticed it helps so much for me, and I didn't realize this before. And it definitely also gives me an energy boost, which you think would be the opposite. If you're not a working out type person, you would think you work out, you work so hard, you're going to be exhausted. It's just totally not true. Like, the days I work out are the days I feel better mood-wise and also energy-wise. I just have so much more energy, and that's something I did not realize until like 20 days into it. I felt like, wow, I feel so different than I have felt. Like I was so blah, in such a blah, crabby kind of mood all the time. I had a little bit more of a happy-go-lucky outlook, and I definitely had more energy. So I've been feeling a lot more productive about things around the house and taking care of stuff and getting some projects done, getting some organization done that I just haven't tackled since moving here, because we moved in the day before they shut down Austin. So it's been months of us just being home, and I've just been kind of drudging through a little bit, and I feel like I'm not drudging through quite as much now. I still have rough times. I'm still pretty hormonal. I weaned Stella back at the end of October, so I'm still not completely like hormone leveled out, but I definitely have noticed things improving especially the last month with trying to work out. It's definitely helped. And one thing I did not think would be a thing, and if you had told me, I never in a million years would have thought I would actually look forward to working out, which is totally not me. I'm the person who used to hate working out, so I really like that part of it, that it kind of makes it a game. It kind of makes it fun and exciting to like, oh, today we're gonna close the rings and what am I gonna do as far as my workout? And I looked forward to it. It's like, who is this person? So overall, I just enjoyed it a whole lot more than I thought I would. I thought I would push through it and, you know, do it for trying to be healthy, trying to get a little bit fit, and I actually enjoy it. I actually like it. So I'm gonna stick with it in some form. I told you I'm gonna try out the Peloton and the Blog Lattes and see how those go, but I think I'll be back to the Apple Fitness. The only other thing is we plan on getting some sort of equipment. I'm thinking about what I want to get. It definitely will relate to the things like treadmill, rowing, cycling, some form of equipment, some lifting equipment too, because Johnny has always kind of wanted to have some equipment. He really wants to get fit. He wants to lift weights, and that's something that's always kind of been on the back burner. And so he's excited that I'm excited about it. And we've talked about what we're going to do from here. So we definitely want to have a little bit of a workout area set up. And so that's in the works. And I'm really just excited about fitness, which I never thought would happen. And I'm really happy that Apple Fitness Plus exists because it gave me something to get excited about and to work on. And I really, really like it. So those are all my takeaways. I know this video was super duper long. I did leave timestamps for you guys so you could jump around if you wanted to. And I hope you found it helpful. If you're new to fitness in general, working out, I hope that I gave you some like hope that you can do it, because I feel like if I could do it, other people can do it. And yeah, it's actually kind of fun. I know it's kind of crazy, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.